Hello to my Australian chess friends. In this video, I have a big announcement to share, and it might not necessarily be what you expect, what perhaps first came to your mind. You see, you guys probably know, if you have watched some of my videos in the past, that I retired from playing professional chess in 2019, quite early in 2019 actually, after winning the Oceania Zonal in Guam. And, well, it turns out I'm not going to be playing any tournaments in the near future, but what I have in mind is actually probably even more exciting news for you. After a long time in 2022, where I was running my group chess coaching program, okay, that ultimately came to a conclusion, and now that that's done, I've actually decided to take on some private chess students. That's right, I am doing private chess coaching again, going back to my roots where, my coaching journey started at a pretty young age, in fact, where I was maybe 9 years old, helping my classmates and my teammates at my primary school to play better chess, because, well, I couldn't just do a simul and play all four of the boards for everyone so that our team could win the championship. My other team members had to play their part as well, so I helped them to play better chess, showing them, okay, this is what you could have done better in that game after playing them. And that really helped the team to actually win some titles for our local region. So that's where my coaching journey started, but the point of this video is not to give you the whole life backstory of mine, but rather, to share this announcement with you that I am doing some coaching again. And I want to emphasize this coaching is not for everyone, let's say, where, for example, it's going to be only a maximum of 10 students that I will be accepting. So once I get to those 10 students, I won't be taking any more students because, well, in the past I tried taking on 40 students and I had a brain embolism, so I would prefer not to repeat that. But on a more serious note, I also am only going to be working with Australian chess players. Of course, I enjoy talking to people from all walks of life, but just in my general experience of coaching, I found that the students that I enjoyed working with the most were generally the ones in Australia. And, okay, I'm in Australia, and while I'm probably not your stereotypical Australian male by any stretch of the imagination, it is true there is that certain level of familiarity as such that, I might have already met you in person for some of you watching this video. But in any case, also another element is I'm not just going to be working with any Australian chess player, but I'm looking at a specific level of player to help. I know for myself that the students I actually enjoyed working with the most, actually it might surprise you a little bit because you might think, oh, you're a Grandmaster, Max, you want to work with the strongest players possible in order to really help them a lot. But actually my philosophy is a little bit different now. A reason for that is that when you're working with very high-level players, let's say players who are trying to become chess masters or international masters or even grandmasters, well, that requires a lot of work beyond just doing the lesson, right? The players are quite strong. They're going to have a lot of questions, and you need to also have up-to-date files to really help them as much as possible with the specific problems that they have. And that's something that I know for myself that, given that I haven't been playing chess in the last several years, I don't even really play online anymore, actually. It just doesn't really, I think, make sense to my mind to try to sort of help people who need that sort of absolute top-level, most up-to-date stuff, but rather to help players who maybe can improve a lot more rapidly with just a little bit of help and a little bit of guidance in the right direction. And so the student level I'm focusing on is basically helping players get to that 1600 plus rating level as quickly as possible. Of course, how quickly you'll get to 1600 will depend on things like what is your current level, how far do you have to go, and also things like, well, what is your level of ambition, how much time do you have to spend on chess in order to achieve the goals you've set out for yourself. And of course, chess improvement, it's a very rewarding journey. It definitely teaches you a lot about yourself as a person, and you learn many skills, but at the end of the day, whatever your reason is, you're aiming to get your rating up as quickly as you possibly can. Of course, still following the rules that were, but improving your chess players as much as possible is what we mean here. And in doing that, well, you could try to do it on your own, but you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. Probably you'll get confused by the different advice that's available because there's just so much of it out there, so many different videos. And, you know, to be fair, most of the YouTube videos are focused more on entertainment than on the educational value. And while I do believe that definitely you improve the most at chess when you are having fun and enjoying the process, it allows you to stick around with it. It's also true that there are some cases where you just have to, put in some effort, you know, and to work your brain rather than watching just for amusement, let's say. But in any case, continuing on with sort of the students I'm looking for, like I said, it's limited to 10 students only, and some of the spots actually have already been filled by the time you'll see this video. And also, well, another thing I'm looking for, of course, is students who are very passionate. So whether you're close to 1600 or still have a long way to go, it doesn't really matter to me. What's more important to me is that you really love chess, because if you love chess, it's just going to be a lot more fun for both of us, right? You know, you're enjoying the process of learning more about chess. You're going to bring your enthusiasm, and you know, that's going to make me more excited as well to help you and to make this a really fun process of discovery together. And also, another thing I'm looking for, of course, is students who, you know, pay attention in the lessons. I think that this is kind of a given. I mean, it almost might seem, well, okay, it's just Captain Obvious, Max, or, you know, no S Sherlock. But I think it is important to say, you know, that if you're going to a lesson just, you know, to kind of just chill and you don't really care about improving, then it's probably not going to be the right thing for you. But if you do want to get better at chess and you're very curious to know the fastest ways of doing so and to just shorten your learning curve so much in terms of how quickly you can improve, then certainly coaching is just going to be the fastest way for you to do that. You know, for myself, actually, it's worth pointing out that when I was a junior, I was actually getting chess coaching from title players basically the whole way through from when I was 9 years of age, when I started to really get a lot more serious about chess, really feeling that love for it a lot more. For those who are wondering what my specific coaches were, it was John Paul Wallace for the first couple of years, and he was international master. Also, FIDE master Brett Tyndall I worked with for about 4 or so years, and then I worked with Ian Rogers for another, who's a chess grandmaster, for another 6 or so years after that. Actually, probably close to 7 years, but yeah, we'll say 6 years. And I did work with some other trainers, but those were the 3 main ones that I worked with most of all. And I think it's fair to say that I know for myself, I wouldn't have improved my chess at anywhere near as quick a pace without their help. And really one of the most valuable things I think you get from working with a very strong player is just that seeing sort of how they think about chess, because that makes it much easier to apply it to your own games when you see, okay, this is their approach to the position. I mean, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you might have this situation happen where you're playing a game and you have the person's voice in your head as if they're, you know, you're thinking in their voice. Is sometimes a fun thing that happens. But with coaching, it just happens on a whole other level where you actually learn how to think about chess in a better way, where if you have some thinking pattern that maybe is holding you back a bit, or let's say if there are some patterns that you just haven't really learned yet that are stopping you from, let's say, playing the quality of game you need to get to the next rating level, then yeah, the coaching just allows you to develop those skills so much faster. And also another element of coaching I think that a lot of people underestimate is just kind of sharing that journey with somebody else and having that sort of accountability of, okay, I'm on the right track and I'm doing the right things. I think that really makes a massive difference. Because I know for myself in so many other disciplines that I tried to do and tried to learn on my own, what would often happen is I would maybe have a little bit of progress to start, but then I would just get, you know, maybe very frustrated. Like I might have a really bad game and just not want to look at this, you know, this thing ever again. Or it might happen that I just sort of don't know what to do to improve, and it just gets very frustrating sometimes when that happens. So when you have a coach that, you know, you're able to share that journey with and to, you know, learn, okay, these are the steps to achieve my goals as quickly as possible, to improve your chess play and then your chess ratings from there, then yeah, it just makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun and a lot faster. All very nice and valuable things. So that's basically really the arguments in favor of chess coaching. And when you look at the price of it, I mean, you're probably going to pay a lot more and spend a lot more time in order to learn the same thing. So you can just learn from, a 1 hour a week lesson from a grandmaster, in this case, me. So, yeah, as I said, it's for up to 10 students only. It's limited to the Australian chess players, and also really focusing on those players who are rated below 1600, because I know that with a little bit of help from me, you will improve a lot more rapidly, and it's also more rewarding for me as well to see that you are getting that faster progress and that, my work is actually making a big difference in that respect. So that's pretty much the story, and yeah, if you are interested in getting some training with me, there are different ways that you can reach out to me, which I'll put in the link in the description below, where I'll put a link to my email address and also to my Facebook profile in case you want to message me directly. Either way works fine for me, as I do check both. And yeah, that's all for this video. If you haven't already, do make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one, as I do have some more planned for the future. Anyway, guys, see you on the inside.